Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sugar Bees Academy. I'm your resident educator and VP, Hasina Taylor, and welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to be exploring a new strategy that you can use to help support your child with their reading. So, grab a pen and a piece of paper, and let's dive into it. So, today's strategy that we're going to be learning about is a simple one. It's a golden oldie, and that is modeling to your child how to read a book. Now, this is really good for children who are in the early years program like kindergarten or in grade 1 because they are still learning to develop the proper strategies to use and handle a simple text. So today I want to talk about why it's important, all right? Why it's important, as well as just share my personal thoughts on the matter when it comes to demonstrating techniques and strategies for your children. So, modeling how to read a book to your child. Why is it important? Well, you see, like anything, like any job or any career that you just start, whether it be brand new or you're probably reintroduced to, right? It's about learning those familiar steps, right? But learning those familiar steps so that you know how to handle whatever task you have in front of you. So, for example, when we model how to read a book to a child, we're actually helping them to improve their literacy skills. How, you might ask? Well, let's be real, parents. Your children are, well, you are to your children their number one fan. Anything you do, they want to do it too. So when you demonstrate different type of strategies to read a simple book, your children are absorbing that like sponges so that they can practice doing what they watched you do. Okay? So, when you model how to read a book to your child, you are giving them an alternative persona to learn from. It's not just their teachers, it's not just their librarians, it's not just their friends, but their parent who means so much to them at this stage of life. So, when a child is watching you model a book, they are taking in everything. For example, how you turn the pages. At the stage of kindergarten and grade 1, children are still learning how to open up a book and turn from page to page. They're still learning how to work with that fine motor skills, right? Of just taking two fingers and turning the page, or taking one finger and trying to use enough momentum, enough force to be able to turn the page to the next page. So when you simply are reading a book and you're turning the pages, they're learning how you do it, right? So that they can then turn around, right, and do it themselves. Another reason why modeling how to read a book is so important is that when you're reading new vocabulary words, those children, but your children are committing those new words to memory, right? As well as they are also learning from you. How do you approach difficult words? How do you approach words that you're not so sure about or they might not be so sure about, right? What strategies are mommy and daddy or uncle or auntie or brother or sister or grandma or grandpa or a friend, what are they doing that I can do on my own when it's my turn to read? Okay? So that's another reason why modeling how to read different vocabulary words, right, and using different reading strategies, right, is so helpful to your child as you are reading the text to them. Another great reason why it's so important that you model reading to your children is that, well, it shows your child, right, how you read with expression. See, when we read a book, right, we tend to add little flares and little, emphasis to the different type of, well, to the sentences, right, or to the characters that we're reading about. And so when a child watches you read with expression, they themselves will take that and imitate that, right? If they come across a character, they themselves might imitate the way that you would have said, a particular line or a particular action, you know what I mean, that is taking place in the story. And this also helps build onto their fluency, right? As they listen to you and your pace and how you read that story, they are internalizing that. And once again, taking those skills that they're getting from you to practice doing that on their own when it's their turn to read a book. So I just want to share these tips with you, these strategies with you, right? I should say, I want to share these tips with you because the strategy today is modeling how to read a book to your child. And the tips that I shared as to reason why, right, modeling is so helpful and so crucial for your child's literacy development, right? I wanted to share that with you. So just to quickly review, modeling how to read a book is important because it helps improve your child's literacy skills. How, you might be asking? Well, one, they observe how you turn the pages. So I actually brought a book this time with me. So here I have the story, Pete the Cat, right, from the I Can Read Phonics collection. So right off the bat, like I said before, children are still developing in kindergarten grade 1 their fine motor skills. So even like opening a book can be a challenge for them. So when you are reading to them, they get to see how you turn the page one by one. Next thing, vocabulary. As you're reading to your child, right, they get to see how you read challenging words or new vocabulary that they might not know. And so as they follow along with you as you're reading, they'll pick up on that vocabulary that they're hearing and be able to reread that themselves when they are reading independently or to you. Next, expression, right? How do you read the book, right? How do you put an emphasis to the characters in the story and make them engaging and bring them to life as you read the story to your child? For example, I'm just going to read this particular page of Pete the Cat, but Pete the Cat has lots of clothes. He does not know what to wear. You guys hear how I added a little bit of emphasis on lots of clothes or what to wear, right? I was adding a little bit of that expression to what I was reading, and it makes the story more engaging, more lively for the children so that they themselves want to imitate that and try reading like or try reading how you read, right, with expression. And last but not least, when you model how to read a book to your child, you are modeling to them how to read fluently, right? You're teaching them how to pace themselves as they are reading the story so that they can build up the skills to be able to read in a smooth pace. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys today. Today's act is going to be focusing on rhyming, right? Rhyming words. Now, if you're not sure what rhyming is, let me break it down for you. Rhyming is the ability to hear, recognize, and produce words that share a common sound pattern at the end. We're going to come up with a list of 8 to 10 different words that rhyme together. Okay? Make them into pairs. And so, yes, make them into pairs. And so then what you're going to do, you're going to cut up those pieces of paper and you are going to put them into a bag. And make sure the bag doesn't have to be see-through, but for a little bit of a challenge, prevent them from looking at it, okay? So as you put these rhyming words in a bag, you're going to shake it up, okay? And after you shake it up, you're going to invite your child to put their hand into the bag and pull out a word. The first word that they pull out, they have to come up with a word that rhymes with that piece of paper that they picked out. So for example, if you, let's say, if they picked out the word bat out of the bag, you can ask them, do you know a word that rhymes with bat? And they would have to respond, cat. So if they get it correctly, they get to keep that piece of paper in the bag. They pull out another word. You ask them the question, do you have a word that rhymes with, I don't know, let's say, fish. Do you have a word that rhymes with fish? If they answer dish or any other words that share a similar pattern at the end, then they keep that piece of paper and they add it to their pile. If they guess it incorrectly, however, and you give them 3 chances, then you collect that piece of paper and put it in your pile. Make it like a game. That's a game that you can do with your child when it comes to learning more about rhyming words. So that wraps up our episode of, well, Kids Can't Read, Here's What You Can Do. And I'd like to thank you all for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday, as I share with you another strategy that you can use to help support your child with their reading at home. Otherwise, please make sure to like and subscribe and share this video if you found this video helpful and you know somebody else that could also benefit from watching the video. And also, please drop by my YouTube page, like and subscribe to the channel so that I can go live and share this message with other individuals who would benefit from the content that I'm sharing. Otherwise, thank you all for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.